clouds thickening up tonight, becoming mostly cloudy, the low in the mid to upper 40s. Tomorrow is cloudy, perhaps some rain by the end of the day, but more likely tomorrow night, upper 60s to mid 70s for the highs. We do have that chance for rain continuing into Saturday. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Thank you very much, Mike. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the second hour of 3 of the morning wake-up call here on WCAB. It's 6 minutes after 7 and 45 degrees. Now I have these death announcements. Jean Davis Harden, age 85 of Forest City, died Tuesday at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. The funeral service will be held at 3 o'clock Saturday, April 30th at First Wesleyan Church. Burial will follow in the Cool Springs Cemetery. The family will receive friends from 2 until 3 Saturday in the sanctuary. The Pageant and King Mortuary and Crematory is in charge of the arrangements for Jean Harden. Craig Allen Guest Sr., 69, passed away on Thursday, April 21st at his home. Memorial services will be held at 3 o'clock Saturday, April 30th at Grace Chapel, Forest City, 121 Mitchell Street, Extension, Forest City. Arrangements entrusted to Robert Morgan, Rutherford Chapel of Forest City, for Craig Allen Guest Sr. Barbara Epley Dobbins, age 90 of Forest City, died Monday, April 25th at her home. A service from the graveside will be held 3 o'clock Friday, April 29th at Green River Baptist Church Cemetery. There will be a visitation from 5 until 7 on Thursday evening at the Pageant and King Mortuary. The Pageant and King Mortuary and Crematory is in charge of the arrangements for Barbara Epley Dobbins. Larry Stephen Bell, age 43 of Edward Street, Rutherford, passed away Friday at his home. A service will be planned for a later date, and Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Larry Stephen Bell. Janice Mathis, age 65 of Dobbins Road, Ellenboro, passed away Thursday at Mission Hospital in Asheville. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Service is providing services for the family, and funeral arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by Harrelson Funeral Home for Janice Mathis. Margaret Lane Wallace died April 25th. Those arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by McMahon's Funeral Home for Margaret Lane Wallace. Thelma Lynn Paulus, 95 of Forest City, passed away Tuesday, April 26th at her home. Graveside services will be held 2 o'clock Friday, April 29th at Eternal Hills Memorial Park. And online condolences can be made at crowsmortuary.com, who's serving the family of Thelma Hill Paulus. Glenn Davis, age 68 of Mooresboro, formerly of Forest City, died the 26th of April at the Hospice of Forest City. Those arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by Pruitt Funeral Home for Glenn Davis of Mooresboro. Those are the death announcements we have in the house this morning. For the complete information on these and others as they become available to us, can be heard this morning at 11:35 and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report here on WCAB in Rutherford. The caller and report will be forthcoming here on the radio. Let me remind you that the polls open today at 8 o'clock for early voting. 2 locations, Osceola Community College Business Science Building Blue Room, 286 ICC Loop Road, and the other one will be at the County Annex Building, North Main Street in Rutherford. They are not doing them at the election board this year due to lack of space, so they've moved it to the Business Science Building there on the campus of Osceola. So if you want to vote early, polls open at 8 o'clock and it'll close at 7:30 this evening. Stand by for the Bill O'Reilly Morning Update right here live on WCAB Rutherford.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. But first, if you are stuck in a timeshare, please call my friends at Lone Star Transfer. They guarantee to get you out with a specified time frame given to you in writing. They have helped thousands of unhappy timeshare owners over the past decade. Family owned, their process is done legally, ethically, and quickly. So please call for a no obligation consultation. 855-551-7066 or visit LoneStarTransfer.com. On this Thursday, almost every day, bad news is delivered directly to the White House. Yesterday, the Morning Consult Political Quarterly Tracking Report was released, and it's not good for President Biden. The report says that Biden's job approval ratings are down by double digits in 33 states, including swing situations like Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. In fact, voters in only 10 states approve of old Joe's job performance, and those places are uber left, California, New York, Illinois, Massachusetts, etc. I use the adjective old because an ABC News poll says 54% of Americans think Mr. Biden is over the hill, that he doesn't have the mental capacity to do the job as president. I believe that is true. So what now? Well, Joe Biden is going to carry on even as the country suffers. I do not see things improving much because the Biden administration lacks problem solvers. It is likely that Republicans will win both houses of Congress in November, and that will be the end of Joe's tenure, realistically speaking. Yes, he'll be in the Oval Office. No, he won't get anything accomplished, which may, at this point, be a good thing. Now this. AMAC is the leading conservative advocacy and benefits organization. AMAC gives you access to exclusive benefits, insightful news, and a magazine full of uncensored content. They are pushing back against efforts to defund the police, weaken the borders, and corrupt our youth. But they need your help. Please stand with AMAC at amac.us. That's amac.us. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
Live from beautiful downtown Whiteside Road in the Blue Room of WCAB, your connection to the world of entertainment and information is on the air. WCAB, what a way to spend a day.
Pass it on.
This time of upheaval is causing me to look a little deeper inside myself, looking for some goodness. And this is what I've found. I'm more aware of my neighbor's well-being. I'm saying thanks to those who help keep my life as normal as possible. My mail carrier, my grocery cashier, my delivery person. I find myself caring about others instead of just looking out for myself. And oh, my goodness, does it feel good. Goodness is in you.
Pass it on.
From passiton.com.
He kept bears as pets, yet in 1 year alone, he supposedly killed 105 of them. He was a friend to the Indians, but he was known to scalp more than his share of them. He was a frontiersman in buckskins. He was also a member of the United States Congress. Was this man a schizophrenic? No, he's just one of our early American heroes. Born to a poor family in 1786, at the age of 12, he ran away from home to avoid being spanked. And from there, the life of Davy Crockett became legend. Settling down in Tennessee, Davy supposedly almost devastated the bear population. In 1827, this frontiersman dressed in buckskins and coonskin cap went to Washington as a member of the House of Representatives. But these accomplishments alone wouldn't have served to make Davy Crockett the icon he is today. What did it was a New York play that opened on April 25, 1831, 125 years before Walt Disney and Fess Parker made their movies and television shows about him. The play was called The Lion of the West. The hero was a frontiersman named Colonel Nimrod Wildfire. Colonel Wildfire was a thinly disguised, highly exaggerated portrayal of Davy Crockett. The play was followed 2 years later with a biography entitled The Sketches and Eccentricities of Colonel David Crockett of West Tennessee. People really didn't care that the book was more fiction than fact. For Davy Crockett, like Paul Bunyan, was symbolic of a young, growing, dynamic country. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Jesse James Railroad Express has added 2 new sandwiches to their menu. Try the all-new crispy chicken sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, or the crispy deluxe with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, bacon, and cheese. Enjoy a refreshing milkshake or a hand-dipped ice cream cone. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Closed Wednesday and Sunday. Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Call 828-447-4644. Mondays only, hot dog with mustard, chili, and onions for only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
Congratulations to Jesse James Railroad Express, voted 2021 Best of Rutherford County hot dogs and hamburgers 5 years in a row.
All right, it's time now to go to the phones. Get started with our Call Around the County news report to find out what's been going on. It's 16 minutes after 7 o'clock. On the phone with me right now is Sheriff Chris Francis. Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning, Jim Bishop. Hope you're doing well this morning.
I'm doing well. The early voting opens today, and your name is not on the ballot.
This is true, but even though my name is on the ballot, we need to make sure our voters are educated and they get out and do vote. It's extremely important, and this is one of the most important election cycles that I've seen in Rutherford County in the past 20 years. So I hope people will take that advice and get out and do the early voting. That way, in case something were to happen or the end of, next month, middle of next month, if something were to happen, they weren't able to be there on Election Day, then they've got it taken care of already.
Good advice, Sheriff. Tell us what's been going on.
Jim, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 138 calls to service. There have been 18 arrests processed at the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 167. Among those arrested, Freddie Lee Smith, a 69-year-old male of Boston, was charged with drug paraphernalia and received a $500 secure bond. Alicia Danielle Early, 20-year-old female of Far City, was charged with failure to appear and received a $1,000 secure bond. Alexandra Ray Cable, 21-year-old female of Swananoa, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 unsecured bond. Dakota Lorraine Ambler, 20-year-old female of Bessemer City, was charged with failure to appear and received a $2,000 secure bond. Brian Michael Whitener, 37-year-old male of Boston, was charged with trafficking meth, trafficking heroin, maintaining a place for controlled substance, possession of Schedule 2, possession of Schedule 3, possession with the intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver marijuana, and he is under a $1 million bond. Accompanying him was Destiny Nicole McDaniel, 26-year-old female of Boston, was charged with trafficking meth, possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver Schedule 2, and also possession of Schedule 4, received a $200,000 secure bond. We also have Laura Ann Johnson, 31-year-old female of Far City, charged with failure to appear, received a $500 secure bond. Morgan Renee Bennett, 30-year-old female of Far City, was charged with trespass and received a written promise to appear. Erica Alexandria Lowe, 32-year-old female of Far City, was charged with an order for arrest and received a $500 secure bond. Christopher Darrell Moore, 44-year-old male of Far City, was charged with assault by strangulation, sexual battery, and assault on a female, received a $10,000 secure bond. Crystal Gail Hollander, 45-year-old female of Landrum, was charged with 9 counts of failure to appear and also on a true bill, received a $20,000 secure bond. And Jim, as far as our innocence, we have located our missing person, Wayne Gebbery. He was a 61-year-old male that we reported missing the day before last, but has been located safely. And I would just like to thank our deputy sheriffs, along with our task force, which includes the Forest City Police Department and the SBI, who assisted us yesterday in the search warrant that conducted on Gun Club Road that netted over 4.3 pounds of meth and 21 grams of deadly powder fentanyl. In that case, for Michael Whitener and Destiny McDaniel were taken into custody.
Good. Sounds like that was a good arrest.
It was a lot of work. People don't understand sometimes how much time it takes to go into a search warrant like that, but that one certainly did get what we were looking for, and I'm very appreciative. Jim, I also would like to mention our Operation Medicine Drop take-back event this Saturday from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock there at the Rutherford County Senior Center. There will be signage to show you there at 193 Callahan Coon Road exactly where to drop off. Again, it's no questions asked. You just drop your unwanted, unused medications, whether it's prescription or over the counter. We'll take it. Just no needles. And also giving away medicine lock boxes while supplies last. We have 40 of these to give away. So I hope to see a lot of people between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. this Saturday.
All right, Sheriff, thank you very much. I appreciate that, and keep up the good work, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And we'll check with 911 Communications Center next.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation change? Hi, I'm Andrew Tisdale, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. When we work together, we focus what's important to you. We create a personalized strategy backed by our advice, our tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we partner together to help your strategy stay on track no matter what happens. Contact me at any time at 828-287-9197. We'll sit down, talk, and we're going to make a strategy that's right for you.
Here's Amanda to tell us what kind of phone calls they received at 911 Communications Center. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning.
What's on the call list?
Well, in the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Center has processed 360 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 56 for the emergency medical services, 138 for the Sheriff's Office, 80 for Forest City, 10 for Lake Lure, 26 for Rutherford, and 45 for Spindale. Cherry Mountain Fire Department had a motor vehicle crash. Sandy Mush had a motor vehicle crash and a brush fire. SDO had an illegal burn, and Spindale had a residential fire alarm and a mulch fire. And that is all.
I appreciate it. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. Ruby Taylor is reporting next from Danieltown, SDO Fire District, with our morning report. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report, Ruby?
Well, the fire department had one call, and that was to a illegal burning. And on my birthday calendar, I've got Kara and Mara and Chris Glover having birthdays, and hope they have a nice day. Signs are in the head today and going to the neck tomorrow, and Jim, that's all I got.
Hope you have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Let me introduce you to Brock Family Care, a direct primary care practice that takes care of the patients and not the insurance company. Providing flat rate pricing and not accepting any forms of health insurance allows for more personalized and affordable health care. Ann Brock has over 42 years of health care experience and 22 years as a nurse practitioner. She and her staff are dedicated to providing health care that is patient-centered and not insurance company dictated. They give the patient the time and the attention they need. What are your medical needs? Bring them to Brock Family Care and see the difference. Ann also offers telehealth appointments. The professional staff are dedicated and will take the time to find out how they can help you. To learn more about this wonderful medical service, go to the website at www.brockfamilycare.com. That's Brock Family Care, 289 Shallow Road, Forest City. Gary Wilson's up next, up in the Fairfield Mountains Fire District with our Thursday morning report. How you doing today, Gary?
Doing pretty good, Jim. How you doing?
Doing good.
Doing pretty good.
We get a little rain after a while.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Might get a little bit. We had a little bit the other day, but it didn't last very long. But need to wet them leaves down again. They get dry fast now this time of year from spring, or the wind's blowing and everything, and humidity gets low, and things dry out before you know it. And we've had a couple of calls. One yesterday with a motor vehicle accident on Buffalo Creek Road with no injuries in it. And then this morning, I think early this morning, they had a fall call at one of the houses on Buffalo Creek Road. And I haven't heard how that all ended out, but they cleared it out there pretty quick, so hopefully everything was all right.
And what was that again, Gary? I missed part of what was that they had?
I'm sorry?
What was that you just reported about? Something happened there?
They had a fall call at a house.
Okay.
This morning, medical call, and then they had a wreck call on Buffalo Creek Road yesterday. Yeah. And there's no injuries in the wreck call, but they had some power lines that were down, and the power was off for about 2 or 3 hours before they got that back up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. The phone was acting up this morning a little bit. And we're sitting on about 45 degrees this morning, and no weather yet, and we'll see what we get, and hopefully it'll be a warm day if we do get some rain.
Looks like the rain's coming maybe back Saturday. Nothing
Saturday
today.
they're calling for thunderstorms, I believe, come Saturday. But we could use some rain. It's getting a little bit dry out there now with this wind and everything we've been having. And that's about all we got for Jim.
Gary, thank you very much. You enjoy your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll talk to you
Thanks.
then.
Bye.
Jim, have you seen Henson Building Materials' newly remodeled showroom? It's gorgeous.
You mean where they have a full line of hardware and building materials for homeowners and home builders?
I mean where Jamie, Terry, and Tony, their friendly staff, treat me like family. Oh, they're so nice.
Hey, are they taking COVID precautions and have curbside service?
Of course. They're so thoughtful.
I do need some materials, but I don't think they'll fit in our car.
Oh, silly. They have professional delivery so we can get whatever I want.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street in Forest City.
Building starts here.
Well, if you want to get over to Washburn store to get some of their seeds to be planting out, do it today or tomorrow, because they are going to be closed on Saturday because of a family wedding. And that's worthy of closing for, right? So have a family wedding, so they will be closed Saturday. Washburn store. So please get over there today and tomorrow and get what you need before Saturday. I know we like to do a lot of shopping on Saturdays, but this coming Saturday only, they'll be closed for a family wedding. So go to Washburn General Store and get all the seeds you need for your garden. They'll be waiting for you between Bostic and Sunshine on the Bostic Sunshine Highway, right in the heart of the Washburn community. Here's DeVern now from Bostic, North Carolina. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I am too, yeah.
It's almost Friday.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
I am too. Okay, over here in Bostic this morning we have a temperature of 44 degrees. Very cool morning. Fire department had no calls, but we do thank them for all they do here for us in Bostic. Washburn's Outreach is giving food out today from 9 to 12:30. There will be a yard sale, 1105 Bean Mills Road, May the 7th, from 8 until. Lots of toys and other items. Also, stop by Whistle Stop Bakery here on Main Street in Boston. Get your bakery items, and everybody enjoy their day today.
You enjoy your day as well, DeVern, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Now let's check in with Bob Hodge, our friend up over in the Hudlow Fire District. Bob, how you doing this morning?
We're doing just fine on this here cool Thursday morning.
You counting down the days for April to be gone behind us and May's coming?
2 more days, ain't it? See May here. Yeah. If you're going to get anything done in April, you better get it done. So
better
it's
hustle.
Running out.
It is indeed, yes.
It sure is there. But it looked like we're going to have a nice day after that sun warms up a little bit today. So have another nice day up here. And with the fire department, we've answered a couple of medical calls. Hadn't had any fire wreck call. Want to say happy birthday to Steve Midcave this morning. And Jim, that's about it. So far, things are running along good, and traffic's moving along good up here this morning. So Hope we have a quiet day up here.
I hope so too, and I hope you enjoy yours and you and Nava Jean have a good one. And I will check back in with you tomorrow morning.
Well, you too.
Thanks, Bob.
Bye bye.
That's Bob Hodge report from Hudlow Fire District. Well, the Braves did not do too well last night. The Cubs beat them 6-3. Now the Braves beat them on Tuesday, 3-1, and they came back. Cubs came back last night, beat them, and they play again tonight. Braves and the Cubs again tonight. 6:05 airtime for that. We'll join a pregame, and the first pitch is 7:15. Then after tonight's game, they'll play with the Rangers for Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Break in with the Rangers, and hopefully they work out these kinks and get back into the winning spot again with our Braves. They got a long season yet to play, but they're off to a slow start right now. All right, let's check in now with Sue Price to see what's happening over in the Cherry Mountain Fire District. See if they've had a lot of excitement overnight. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, Jim. Beautiful morning over here.
Yes, it's a great morning to wake up to, isn't it?
It is. Well, let's see. I think the fire department had one wreck call. I have no birthdays or anniversaries on either one of my calendars today, so nobody celebrating that I know of, but we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day and enjoy it. And in my announcements, the Golden Valley Community Club will be having a fundraiser for the club, and that'll be Saturday from 11 to 2. Hamburgers and hot dogs and the trimmings and desserts. So come on out and support the club. We have done a lot of work on the clubhouse, and it's looking really good, but I always need to do a little bit more. So, and it stays pretty well booked up, so we're glad to have it in the community. And so far, I guess that's the only announcement I have, Jim. It's just quiet and calm over here, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one.
Thank you very much. You too, and we'll check back in on Friday.
Okay.
Thanks, Sue.
Bye-bye.
Well, heads up, everybody. Saturday, April 30th is the date for the estate of Ray and Peggy Mays' deceased auction. Join us on the morning of the 30th for a small but high-quality auction. You can bid on firearms like Revelation Model 350, 16-gauge single shot, and others. Outdoor items such as a Country Clipper zero-turn mower, club car golf cart, Troy-built self-propel mower. There's many tractor implements to bid on, many wood shop items like saws, and even woodworking, lumber, and more. Miscellaneous tools like Lincoln welder, battery charger, pressure washer, yard tools. Now inside you'll find bedroom suites, a dining room suite, entertainment center, and more items worth your bidding. Come on over and see for yourself. That's Saturday morning, April the 30th, 9 o'clock, 998 Salem Church Road, Boston. 998 Salem Church Road, Boston. Starting at 9 o'clock promptly. This auction is handled professional by Norville Auction and Real Estate Company. Good one. It's going to be a good one. All right, we're trying to get in touch with the Drop-In Family Mart over there, and hope indeed that we do. Talk with them about their breakfast going on. This morning at 8:30, I'll continue the interviews with the candidates running for office. We're up to the school board races now, and Ramona Smith scheduled to be with you at 8:30 today. Talk about her candidacy for school board. There are 3 running in that particular race and that particular district, and we'll see how that all shakes out. And we'll have her on today. Then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more slots for school board. We'll see 2 of them have not made arrangements yet to be here, but we do have Ramona today, Brendan Nanny saying she'll come, April Mays is coming, and Jeremy Suits and Julie Fincher have not made a contact, have not made a commitment yet with those 2, but we'll see how it works out, and it draws us close to the election. And the election coverage will be live and here on the radio. We'll have all that action on the 17th. Of May, we'll announce how the votes turned out. So interesting races. Some races that you've been involved with. Some of you have ignored altogether, but it's time for us to pay attention to who they are and what they're standing for, and if they're running on a positive note or running on a negative note. It's interesting, worth noting on that case. All right, let's head up to Shingle Hollow and get Tina White on the phone and see if she's recuperating okay. You okay?
I feel so much better.
Well, good.
Good morning from Shingle Hollow. It is a beautiful morning up here. I'm looking over my neighbor's Glenda Cersei's house. The sun is bright and beautiful. It's 44 degrees. And the fire department didn't even have any calls the past 24 hours, so we're thankful for that. I have a very special birthday to tell you about today.
Okay.
My niece, Miss Rosa Shook, is 15 years old today, and she goes down to Thomas Jefferson. If anybody knows Rosa, please tell her again. It's Rosa Shook. Tell her happy birthday.
Rosa Shook.
Yes.
Well, happy birthday,
and
Rosa.
Thank you. I have an announcement. Miss Rebecca Tuttle from Gilkey Church of God, she said, Tina, put this on the radio for me. So it is Show Out for the Sun, May 14th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. There is going to be a car show. It's the best of show. You paint, motor, interior bike, GM, Ford, Mopar, truck, import tractors, old school, rat rod, and top 20 award. All proceeds go to the kids camp. So that the children won best in the district, and they're supposed to go to Texas for their drama. And it is free to spectate this day, so go ahead and mark your calendars for May 14th from 9 to 3 p.m. and come out and have some food and drinks and see the car and bike and truck show. And that's all I've got this morning.
All right. Well, I hope you have a great day and continue to improve and stay happy.
I'm going to try my best to. Thank you, Jim.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
I'll talk to you.
That's Tina White reporting out of Shingle Hollow this morning on the Thursday morning edition of the Morning Report. And we'll get over to Union Mills next and see what's happening over there right after. Could not reach the folks there to drop in Family Mart, but you know they stay very, very busy this time of morning, and our calls into them hits them right about breakfast time. So we're unfortunately we can't speak with them personally, but we know they're busy, and we know that they invite you over for breakfast or lunch and enjoy the deli because they're so versatile in that deli department. If you've not seen it and not been a part of that enjoyment to have a meal from the deli there to drop in, you really need to do that this morning for breakfast or lunch, or just go by and pick up a snack, or just do your grocery shopping there because they have a tremendous meat market, fresh meat market back there to back as well. And that's worth going for, just seeing that fresh meat, have the size cut of the steak you want or the roast that you want, get a size that you want, and enjoy a cookout maybe this weekend. Drop in Family Mart. Friends to everybody. If you need them, they'll be glad to help you. Right there in Bostic on Bostic Sunshine Highway. Now we're heading up toward Union Mills to get the Cali report. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning, Jim. How are you on this tremendous Thursday morning?
I'm feeling good. How about you?
I'm feeling mighty fine.
Good.
The sun's up. It's going to be a beautiful day, but we're going to have a little bit of rain a little bit later, ain't we?
Well, it's supposed to come in on Saturday. We may be okay today.
Oh, okay.
Partly cloudy. You never know about these partly cloudy conditions. They may a little pop-up shower. It may go away, may not come. But Saturday looks like about a 30% for chance that may not come at all. Maybe early morning. So
yeah, that's not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
But maybe to wash that yellow look off of my car. Or should I say, it looks more like chartreuse. It's a greenish yellow.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of it everywhere, ain't there? But the flowers are pretty. You commented on that earlier. There's an azalea bush out on Hudlow. It looks like a big old round pink snowball is what it looks like. And it's just so full of blooms, and it's so even, and that thing is just beautiful. And my irises, they've just bloomed and bloomed and bloomed so far. So everything's pretty this year.
It really is. The dogwoods are pretty this year, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are. They've done real good. And I've got I don't know if it's a wild azalea or a wild honeysuckle bush or something, but Donald dug it up the first year we moved over here. Uncle Bruce told him, said, son, that won't live. You dug it up at the wrong time. Well, it's out here now, and it's in full bloom, and it's a bright orange.
Yeah, some folks just don't know everything, do they?
That's right. Donald had a green thumb. Everything he planted lived. But we hope everybody's having a good day. I've got 40 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays or anniversaries. And in ways of announcements, Saturday, April the 30th at the Union Mills Learning Center, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., Springtime at the Mills vendor event. Over 60 vendors will be on site with various crafts and items, no admission, and raffle tickets available for sale. And so far, that's all I know of going on up here.
Speaking of plants and flowers, I think we've lost our elephant ears this year. We've had those they come back up about 3 or 4 years now, and I think I must have either trimmed them back too far or the cool weather got them, because they're not showing out this year.
Is that them that get great big?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to have some of them years ago when I lived over on 221 around the well house, and my children was little, and somebody told me that they were poison if they eat the plant, and I thought, well, these youngers of mine is wild anyway. So I got rid of them. But they are pretty.
Yeah,
they get humongous.
They do. This one it grew fast, almost like overnight when it started growing.
Yeah. Well, I maybe it'll come back out. I don't know. And it could possible that moles or something like that eat them.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll do that. Well, anyway, you better go check on Luther Sweet thing and see if everything's all right in Ellenboro.
You have a good day.
Catch you later.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
We're not getting any answer at Luther's this morning either. Luther's newsroom there in Ellenboro. Don't know where he is, but he's not answering the phone over there. But we'll skip over him and go directly into birthdays and anniversaries for this 28th day of April. Call yours in to us now at 287-3356, and we'll celebrate your birthday, your anniversary, and we love to do that. Have a big shout-out for you. Birthdays and anniversaries coming up here in just a moment. When ready for breakfast, go by Granny B's in Spindale. I've been told it's an outstanding breakfast. You can get what you want, omelets and eggs and sausages. Todd, it's pretty good breakfast, is it? That's good. Todd says it's a good breakfast. When Todd says it's a good breakfast, you believe it, boys. So go by there. They're open. They start their breakfast at 6:30 in the mornings and go to breakfast. Let you like it. You want to order it the way you want it, they'll do that for you. And lunch is great. Donuts are great. Coffee's outstanding. It's just a good place we got right here, and it's run by local folks. I like to support them. You will too. Granny B's right beside the Spindale House. Not Spindale House. Shake Shop there in Spindale. My tongue this morning. What's my tongue this morning? I can't do a thing with it.
Happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday wishes going out to Rhonda Gordon Williams. She lives over in Spindale and celebrating today, so we want to wish Rhonda happy. And Tanya Allen from Sandy Mush is also celebrating a birthday, so happy birthday to Tanya. Birthdays also today include James Monroe, the 5th President of the United States, born in 1758. Lionel Barrymore, an actor, was born in 1878. He died in 1954. Harper Lee, author, To Kill a Mockingbird, was the author of that, born in 1926. You maybe read that book, To Kill a Mockingbird? I have, saw the movie too. 1950, Jay Leno was born, a comedian. He is now hosting You Bet Your Life on TV. 1981, Jessica Alba, who's an actress, was born. Events on this day include Fletcher Christian leads a mutiny on the HMS Bounty, thus the movie Mutiny on the Bounty, 1789. 1922, World War I, is that becomes the country's first, WOI, is that what that is? Yeah, WOI became the country's first educational radio station. 1965, Luciano Pavarotti makes his singing debut in Milan. National Teach Children to Save Day, National Blueberry Pie Day, I could go that, National Superhero Day, Workers Memorial Day, National Take Out Sons and Daughters to Work Day. Well, it'd be good to do that. Now you're up to date on this date in history here on WCAB. Keys to Confident Living up next. An interview with Ramona Smith, 8:30 this morning.
When the stock market begins to fluctuate wildly, it tends to bring to mind some of the stories that older folks have told about the Great Depression. That was a tough time that brought out the worst as well as the best in people. Let's look at one of those best stories. A mother who was known in the neighborhood for her kindness and cleanliness was down to a sliver of soap. She went to a neighbor to borrow the soap needed in order to bathe her 5 children. The neighbor gladly obliged. In the course of their conversation, the women discovered that one had some root vegetables left in her garden, and the other had a bag of bones. One also had a loaf of bread baking in the oven. They decided to pool their resources. The upshot was a delightful evening of fellowship, along with a nourishing hot meal for both families. God created each of us to be His hands in order to help each other. We can pool our gifts and abilities and accomplish so much more than we could alone. Many great friendships have grown because people were working together to achieve a common goal. They were cemented by a bond of necessity, which grew into a bond of respect and true affection. Those friendships multiply our joys and reduce our sorrows. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living. Scripts for these programs are sold in book form by calling toll-free 1-888-333-KEYS. That number again, 1-888-333-KEYS.
No silly giggling, no screaming and yelling, no vulgar language, and no put-downs.
WCAB.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. He's back with his parents. Trevor Reed, the former Marine detained in Russia since 2019, is now in Texas after this week's prisoner swap in Turkey. ABC Chief White House Correspondent Cecilia Vega.
We know now that these negotiations took months, but they really ended up heating up in recent weeks as these concerns were intensified over Trevor Reed's health. Officials say that even as U.S.-Russia relations are at this all-time low, that this war is waging in Ukraine, these negotiations centered around one thing and one thing only, and that was getting Reed freed.
Reed was swapped for a Russian pilot convicted of drug trafficking here in the U.S. In Ukraine, officials say Russia has stepped up its attacks in the eastern part of the country, with several towns coming under intense shelling. ABC's Ian Pannell is in Kyiv.
The United Nations Secretary General visiting the outskirts of Kyiv, the sites of some of the most horrific atrocities of the war.
There is no way a war can be acceptable in the 21st century.
The Secretary General flew here after meeting Putin in Moscow, where the UN says an agreement was made in principle to evacuate civilians trapped at the steel plants in Mariupol. Previous attempts to rescue them have repeatedly failed.
Drug maker Moderna is today asking the FDA for emergency use authorization for its 2-dose COVID shot for children as young as 6 months old. Moderna Chief Medical Officer Dr. Paul Burton says the double dose is shown to be safe, and
if these children need an additional booster dose, a third dose later in the winter, we'll have those data on hand and we can discuss that with regulators then. But I think everybody can be well reassured of the result here.
Beijing is closing all city schools in a further tightening of its COVID restrictions. Taiwan facing its worst COVID outbreak since the pandemic began. Twitter will be releasing its first quarter earnings report shortly this morning. The usual conference call with executives, however, has been canceled, so no further insight into the proposed sale to Elon Musk. You're listening to ABC News.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary. Oil keeps going up as the Russia conflict escalates. Get in on the next major oil boom now and help the U.S. with your patriotic investment that can potentially pay you monthly income for up to 20 or more years. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you're an SEC accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. The U.S. government needs your investment in oil and is allowing you to write off nearly 100% of your investment in the first year. Goldman Sachs is projecting oil to go up to $100 a barrel. Call 800-278-7455. Call now and learn how to deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential monthly income. Call 800-278-7455. You'll be calling directly to the home office of Encore Energy. That's 800-278-7455.
Across the country, rent prices are now rising at the fastest pace in several decades. New numbers show they are up 11% in the past year. In New York City, for example, that means the average rent is up by nearly $1,000 a month. A multi-million-dollar settlement after a deadly accident in Los Angeles.
Monique Munoz was driving home from work on February 17th of last year. Her car was hit by a speeding Lamborghini SUV driven by a teenager. It ran a red light. 32-year-old Munoz was killed. The 17-year-old driver of the Lamborghini, who is a son of a millionaire businessman, was sentenced to 9 months in a juvenile camp. Now, Munoz's attorneys are announcing what they call one of the largest settlements in California history in a wrongful death case. It's a settlement of $18.8 million. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Another sign of the drought, problems in the Southwest. Water levels have fallen so low at Lake Mead that an intake pipe normally used to pump water to Las Vegas is now completely exposed. Forecasters say water levels are likely to drop even further. Scientists taking a page right out of Superman's playbook and building a new robot.
Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound.
Making a robot that is just about a foot tall, but can jump high enough to clear a 10-story building. The researchers at the University of California say they hope that the technology can be used in space exploration. This is ABC News.
Your nose is the body's air filter, the first line of defense against airborne allergens, bacteria, and viruses. You wash your hands to protect your health. Now you can clean your nose with Navage. Online at Navage.com. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Only BritBox has the most hours of British TV all in one place, including the most Agatha Christie.
Use your intelligence, she wrote.
Start watching for only 99 cents with code RADIO at BritBox.com/radio.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Another day with dry weather, but signs are we could be in for an unsettled weekend and perhaps next week as well. Looks like the pattern's about to change, allowing for more rain. Now for the day today, partly to mostly sunny, still low humidity, comfortable temperatures, the high in the low to mid 70s. Tonight is mostly cloudy, the low temperature mid to upper 40s. Tomorrow an overcast. By the end of the day, there could be a little bit of rain, the high in the upper 60s to mid 70s. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
And currently our temperature reading is 46 degrees, and sunny skies out there. See some sun out there amongst the clouds, and we may have a pretty good day after all. Saturday looks like some 30% chance of scattered showers with highs around 70. Then Saturday night partly cloudy with isolated showers, only about 30%. Right now, though, it's a beautiful, great getting up morning here in the foothills. Heads up, Saturday, April the 30th is the date for the estate of Ray and Peggy Mays, deceased, auction. Join us on the mornings of the 30th for a small but high-quality auction. Bid on firearms like Revelation Model 350, 16-gauge single shot, and others. Outdoor items such as a Country Clipper zero-turn mower, club car golf cart, Troy-built self-propelled mower. There's many tractor implements to bid on, many wood shop items like saws and even woodworking lumber and more. Miscellaneous tools like Lincoln welder, battery charger, pressure washer, yard tools. Now inside you'll find bedroom suite, dining room suite, entertainment center, and more items worth your bidding. Come see for yourself. Saturday morning, April 30th at 9 o'clock, 998 Salem Church Road, Boston. This auction handled with professional care by Norville Auction and Real Estate Company. They do a good job. They do good work over there. Ramona Smith scheduled to be my guest this morning at 8:30 to talk about her candidacy for Rutherford County Board of Education. We'll talk with her coming up here in just a little bit. My Great America with Jim and Butch at 9:05 today. A lot of things happen right here. 100.9 FM, 590 AM. WCAB in Rutherford. News from here and there, including the Sheriff's Report with Sheriff Francis coming up.
Fellow citizens, Patsy Kirtland is the candidate for Clerk of Court. Patsy is a Christian conservative on the Republican ticket. She has over 8 years in the clerk's office and was the assistant clerk until she resigned only to run for the position of the Clerk of Court. With her knowledge of the entire operation and her dedication, Patsy felt a deep emotion to run so that necessary changes can be made to satisfy the needs of every citizen, including the civil and criminal court system. Patsy's detailed plans for improving the clerk's office are available on Facebook. A credit to Patsy's compassion for people and her work is shown by the endorsement of 7 retired co-workers. We are asking for your vote so this get-her-done and highly spirited candidate can hit the ground running. Vote Patsy Kirtland for Clerk of Court. This announcement written and paid for by Ken and Kathy Staggs.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
8 minutes after 8 o'clock, and early voting started. One stop absentee early voting starts today. Polls opened already 8 o'clock this morning until 7:30 tonight. 2 locations to vote. Only 2 in the Isothermal Community College Business Science Building, Blue Room, there on the campus. And then the other one is the County Annex Building, North Main Street. That's 2 places you can vote and do voting early. 8:30 open, 7:30 close. They're closed on Saturdays and Sundays, with the exception of Saturday, May 14th, but they'll open. That'll be the last day before the election. They'll open at 8 and close at 3 on Saturday the 14th, but close on Saturday and Sunday otherwise. So we'll get over there today if you want to vote early and get your voice heard. Some of the stories from here and there, the Daily Courier is reporting that most local candidates participated in a forum Tuesday night sponsored by the local chapter of the NAACP. The event was at Gold Hill Assembly Building in Spindale and was the final forum before early voting started today. Noting the large crowd that had gathered in the meeting hall, Reverend Travis McIntyre, president of the Rutherford County NAACP chapter, said, "Our candidates care about knowing who we are, and we care, and we want to know about them." Jerry Weiss served as moderator of the event, which featured candidates from all local races. Nearly all local candidates are Republican, with one lone Democrat candidate for sheriff, Jason Weiss. The candidate fielded questions from Jerry Weiss that were predetermined prior to the forum. They were given a set amount of time, usually 1 to 2 minutes, to answer. Every candidate was asked whether or not they had ever visited the African American Heritage Museum of Rutherford County. All conceded they had not. Candidates for Board of Education were the first group to answer questions. Incumbent Brandy Nanny was the only school board candidate who did not participate in the forum. They were first asked to introduce themselves and talk about why they are running for office. April May spoke of her extensive involvement with the schools her children attend. After praising the schools, she said she wants the schools to be the best. Darren Joyner spoke of his time working at Spindale Elementary School and how he observes firsthand how some students struggle with a variety of emotional issues and problems stemming from their home environment. Jeremy Suit said, "Even though he's seeking the board seat from District 3, I'm running for every child in Rutherford County. I'm just a normal guy who wants the best for our kids." Candidate Julie Fincher noted her career experience working for the state. "I've been fortunate to work with families in their homes," she said. "I know that all children should be valued and appreciated." All the candidates spoke of the importance of diversity and working for the success of all students. Both candidates for District Court Judge Ellen Shelley and challenger Anthony Morrow also participated. Shelley said the judiciary has to be honorable, independent, and ethical. Morrow said there is currently a little accountability in the courthouse. Clerk of Court candidates Patsy Kirtland is challenging incumbent Steve Owens. Cross-training employees were a priority for Kirkland, she said. Owens touted his experience and noted that the Rutherford County Clerk of Court office has recently received high marks from the state audits. 3 of the 4 candidates for the Board of County Commissioners were at the forum. Incumbents Michael Benfield and Alan Toney, along with challengers Jason Toney. Candidate Julie Herzog did not participate. Questioned about budget issues, all agree that accountability is important. Challenger Jason Toney said there should be a focus on priority spending. Tax money needs to be put to good use. We have to spend it wisely. Benfield said commissioners examine all budget requests to make sure what is being asked for is needed. District Attorney Ted Bell fielded questions, as did challenger Corinne Evans. Both spoke of the purpose of the DA office to pursue justice. It's about doing the right thing, Bell said. We don't pursue personal agendas. Our work isn't based on who we are or who we like or don't like. We want to hold people accountable. We don't want people to keep having to work, or rather having to return to the court system. Evans said, "I will be here to enforce the law as your DA. There will be equal enforcement across the board with no exceptions." Ellenberg Aaron Ellenberg and Steve Theodopoulos and Democrat Jason Weiss were there. Ellenberg touted his experience working for police and sheriff's officers, as well as working with state and federal agencies. He said he has some ideas to improve the sheriff's office and pledged to surround myself with the best people. Theo also cited his experience in law enforcement, including time spent as a federal air marshal beginning just about after 9/11. We said, "The Lord put it in my heart to run for sheriff, and this is my 3rd time." These candidates were asked to touch on several topics, including racial profiling. Top quality training is essential, the candidates agreed. Ellenberg said, "Law enforcement is a tough job. Racial profiling will not be tolerated. I will make sure that I run a clean department." Theodopoulos proposes a Citizens Review Board, which he says will increase transparency and promote accountability. Also appearing at the forum was David Rogers, incumbent running for North Carolina House of Representatives, District 113. He's been challenged by Jake Johnson. The forum began at 6:30 and concluded around 9 o'clock. Moderator Weiss thanked the candidates for their participation and the audience for their questions and their patience. And everybody went home. 14 minutes after 8 o'clock, Sheriff's Report coming up here in just a few.
At Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continuing to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID Rapid-19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
Smith's Drugs of Forest City is offering the flu vaccines. You can walk in Monday through Friday or by appointment only on Saturdays. The Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers, if you need assistance registering your recall devices, you can call the Home Medical Department at 245-4591. And Smith's Drugs has a large selection of in-stock mastectomy bras, now half price. So come by our Home Equipment Department on West Main Street in Forest City. Smith's Drugs, 245-4591.
Lake Lure Classical Academy broke ground Saturday, April 25th for new outdoor classrooms. The two new classrooms each provide a sloping artificial lawn with chalkboards where teachers will be able to instruct students outside in the sunshine and the fresh air. The project will also feature the creation of 9 raised beds that will be used for students to grow their own edible plants. Each of the raised beds will provide a seating area for students. The raised beds encircle a platform area that is to be used by teachers and students while making presentations to their class. The center of the outdoor classroom will have a focal point where instructions can take place. This outdoor classroom will provide space for 2 or 3 classes to be instructed outside at the same time. Lake Lure Classical Academy parent Vic Knight of Knight Strategies volunteered his company's service to design the new courtyard and outdoor classrooms. It is his company and community volunteers who will see the project through to its completion. Daily Courier is reporting. The Carolina Journal is also reporting that on Tuesday, April 26, U.S. Representative Madison Cawthorn, Republican from the 11th District, which includes a portion of Rutherford County, was cited for possession of a dangerous weapon after having loaded handgun at the Transportation Security Administration checkpoint at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. Police say that Cawthorn cooperated with authorities after an agent found the weapon in a bag, and Cawthorn said it was his. The Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department says it follows standard protocol in citing Cawthorn and releasing him. Police confiscated the gun. Local news outlet WSOC-TV reported that the police confirmed that the weapon was a 9mm handgun. It's not illegal to travel with a weapon, but the TSA requires that passengers have them in checked baggage, and only if they are properly packaged and declared at their airline ticket counter. Firearms must be unloaded, packed in a hard-sided locked case, and packed separately from ammunition. This is the second such incident for Cawthorn. In February 2021, he was stopped by traveling through the Asheville airport with a repeatedly unloaded Glock 9mm handgun in his carry-on bag. He cooperated with authorities and was not charged in that incident. The youngest member of Congress, Cawthorn, is currently running for re-election in the 11th Congressional District. A primary challenger, State Senator Chuck Edwards, has gained the endorsement of top North Carolina Republicans, including House Speaker Tim Moore, Senate Leader Phil Berger, and U.S. Senator Tom Tillis, after a series of run-ins for Cawthorn, including being stopped for driving with a revoked license and alleging in a podcast that some of his fellow congressmen engage in drug use. Most recently, allegations have arisen that he may have violated federal insider trading laws in a cryptocurrency project. More on that.
Hi, my name's Jake Johnson, and I'm running for North Carolina House District 113. If elected to represent you in the legislature, I will continue fighting for the lives of the unborn, defending our Second Amendment rights, cutting taxes and regulation, securing our elections, and standing up for veterans and law enforcement. Remember to vote Jake Johnson for North Carolina House in this year's Republican primary. Thank you and God bless. Paid for by the committee to elect Jake Johnson.
If you're always looking for a good place to have a breakfast, then let me turn your attention to Scrappy's Food and Fuel down below Floyd's Creek Baptist Church. There's a Chase Highway and Highway 221 intersection there. You'll find a great breakfast fixed the way you like it. It's not pre-planned breakfast. They cook these biscuits fresh every morning, and they got them ready for you. Breakfast platter includes one meat choice of liver mush or sausage, or bacon, or fried bologna, or breakfast potatoes, or grits and coffee, or you can get omelets, gravy biscuits, eggs with toast, ham breakfast platters, country fried steak platter served with 2 eggs, toast or biscuit grits, or breakfast potatoes. You'll find these items freshly made every day at Scrappy's Food and Fuel. Now, if you've already had breakfast and thinking about lunch already, you need to go check out the lunch menu. Sandwiches and wraps. Lunch baskets include fries and fountain drink. Great prices, great food, good friendly service, and locally owned. Scrappy's Food and Fuel. Go down and see them. Try one meal, and I think you'll be sold as well as I am. And tell them Jim sent you down there. Tell them Jim told you to come have breakfast with them or lunch with them. You'll find them very willing and able to help you. All right, 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. Coming up, Ramona Smith, my guest in the Blue Room at 8:30 this morning, talk about her candidacy for the Rutherford County Board of Education. And I'll be back right after the Sheriff's Report.
Jim, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 138 calls to service. There have been 18 arrests processed at county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 167. Among those arrested, Freddie Lee Smith, 69-year-old male of Boston, was charged with drug paraphernalia and received a $500 secure bond. Alicia Danielle Early, 20-year-old female of Far City, was charged with failure to appear and received a $1,000 secure bond. Alexandra Ray Cable, 21-year-old female of Swananoa, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 unsecured bond. Dakota Lorraine Ambler, 20-year-old female of Bessemer City, was charged with failure to appear and received a $2,000 secure bond. Brian Michael Whitener, 37-year-old male of Boston, was charged with trafficking meth, trafficking heroin, maintaining a place for controlled substance, possession of Schedule 2, possession of Schedule 3, possession with the intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver marijuana, and he is under a $1 million bond. Accompanying him was Destiny Nicole McDaniel, 26-year-old female of Boston, was charged with trafficking meth, possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver Schedule 2, and also possession of Schedule 4, received a $200,000 secure bond. We also have Laura Ann Johnson, 31-year-old female of Far City, charged with failure to appear, received a $500 secure bond. Morgan Renee Bennett, 30-year-old female of Far City, was charged with trespass and received a written promise to appear. Erica Alexandria Lowe, 32-year-old female of Far City, was charged with an order for arrest and received a $500 secure bond. Christopher Darrell Moore, 44-year-old male of Far City, was charged with assault by strangulation, sexual battery, and assault on a female, received a $10,000 secure bond. Crystal Gail Hollander, 45-year-old female of Landrum, was charged with 9 counts of failure to appear and also on a true bill, received a $20,000 secure bond. And Jim, as far as our incidents, we have located our missing person, Wayne Gebbery. He was a 61-year-old male that we reported missing the day before last, but has been located safely. And I would just like to thank our deputy sheriffs, along with our task force, which includes the Forest City Police Department and the SBI, who assisted us yesterday in the search warrant that conducted on Gun Club Road that netted over 4.3 pounds of meth and 21 grams of deadly powder fentanyl in that case for Michael Whitener and Destiny McDaniel were taken into custody.
Thank you, Sheriff Chris Francis, for that report. It's 23 now past 8 o'clock. Remember, voting started today. The early voting started today at 2 locations, Isothermal Community College Business Sciences Building. That's 286 ICC Loop Road, Spindale. That's in the Blue Room of the Business Sciences Building. And also the other location is County Annex Building. No, you can't vote twice. You can't vote both places. Choose one or the other, which is most convenient for you. And the hours are 8 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. each day. Not open on Saturdays and Sundays until the last day, which is later on down the line a ways on the 14th. So, but right now, to keep your thoughts in mind, if you think you're going to be out of town or away and can't go to vote on Election Day, go ahead and do it early. They will have a tab of your voting, and you'll be on record having taken care of that. Braves will be playing again this afternoon, 6:05 airtime for the pregame of the Braves, and they'll be playing the Cubs. And the first pitch is 7:15 tonight, and then they tomorrow move on with the Rangers. Now, they lost last night to the Cubs 6-3. Maybe they'll continue building themselves back up and getting the right attitude and swinging that bat and catching those flies. We'll see what happens, but stay tuned for all of that. Sports Update coming up here in just a few minutes. When we get back from the Sports Update, my interview with Ramona Smith right here live in the Blue Room on WCAB in Rutherford.